Hi there, I'm Sam, and I'm going to tell you about how APA documentation works. APA documentation contains two different parts, the references section and the in-text citations. The references list is usually a list at the end of your paper on a separate page that contains all the information a reader would need to be able to find that source. The in-text citations are included in the sentences where you've used information from different places inside the body of your work. You have to have both of these pieces in order for APA documentation to be complete, because if you only have the references list, for example, the reader wouldn't know exactly where you've used those sources inside the body of your work. If you only have the in-text citations, they wouldn't have the complete information to be able to look up your work in a library or online. This is an example of what a reference list looks like, how it's formatted. So you can see here, there is still the page number at the top right-hand corner. You have the word references in bold. Everything is listed alphabetically according to the author's last names. And you'll notice that there is a hanging indent, which means that the first lines are flush with the margin, but then the second and third and any other lines are indented when tabbed. And then also you'll notice in this example that all of the links are hyperlinked, so they're clickable in blue. APA says you can do this, or you can have them be plain text. Either way is fine, you just have to be consistent with your formatting in your paper. So this is what a reference list should look like, how it should be formatted. When you go to create your individual reference entries, there are four main elements that go into all of the references. The author, date, title, and source elements. These answer the questions: who wrote it, when they wrote it, what it was, and where the reader can find it. On the other hand, in-text citations are shorter than references. They indicate where you've used the information in your work, and they match the references that you have in your reference list, so there should be a corresponding reference list entry for your in-text citations. The reader can then use that short information to match it with a reference entry at the end to find more information if they'd like to. So the general format for in-text citations are to include the author's last name and the year. In the first example here, you see that the author's last name, Smith, and the year 2020 are within brackets at the end of the sentence before the period. This is known as parenthetical citations. Another way you can incorporate the information for an in-text citation is to have the author actually be part of the sentence. So in this case, in the second example, Smith is actually the subject of the sentence. You can't have the sentence without reading Smith as part of the narrative of the sentence. So Smith argues. And you have the year in brackets right beside Smith. So this is an example of a narrative citation. Both of these are correct. You can use either of these in your writing. So just to review, APA is a style guideline that has a system for crediting authors' work. It requires both the references and in-text citations, and you should use it whenever you've used information from another source. The reference list has those four elements that we described: the author, date, title, and source, and the in-text citations have the author's last name and the year. If you have any questions, we are always happy to help you. You can reach out anytime to the Library Learning Commons. We have our information at the bottom of this page, but you can find more information on our website as well. For more information, check out our other videos or go to the library website. You can find the links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.